This episode of Everyday Grace was about literacy. And so instead of doing a song like we normally would do, instead we're going to offer a spoken word piece. This is, "In the beginning was the Word." To start at the beginning means to start with the Word that was present before the world began. The Word that was, according to John, first, present to God, was in readiness for God, was in fact God. In the beginning was the Word, says the Gospel. In the beginning God created, says Genesis. Genesis and Gospel bringing together two halves of the whole story, proclaiming truth in all of its glory. In the beginning, from the beginning, this Word was involved, no mere observer sitting quietly in the auditorium of the universe. The Word spoke into the void, forming and shaping everything that would be, casting light into darkness, separating water from sky, growing the first trees and plants, filling the seas, the skies, and the land with all manner of creatures. The Gospel again. What came into existence was life, and the life was light to live by. This life light blazed in the darkness, and the darkness couldn't put it out. The Word delved into the dirt and clay and made a man in the image of the Word, and then breathed life into the man, this man, the first man, so that he would not be lonely. The Word made for the man a woman, also in the image of the Word, and then breathed life into the woman. And all of this, light and sky, plants and trees, fish and fowl, man and woman, all of this work of the Word was good. There was more Word work to be done. The Word continued to speak, calling Noah, Abraham, and Moses. The Word came to Samuel in the dead of night, once, twice, 3 times, calling until he answered. The Word called forth kings and queens, David and Esther, to rule over the nations. The Word spoke to prophets and through prophets, leading God's people, the people of the Word, back to their first love. Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Daniel, Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi, and then silence. There were no words. Where was the Word? Where was the Word that had spoken so loudly, so strongly? Where? And then the Word spoke again, not with a shout or a trumpet blast, but the cry of a baby, born to a virgin and laid in a manger. The baby became a child who grew in both body and spirit, blessed by both God and people. He continued to grow, now a child, now a youth, now a man, and his name he was called Jesus, Emmanuel, Son of the Most High. This was the Word, manifest, incarnate, God with skin right in our midst. The Word became flesh and blood and moved into the neighborhood. We saw the glory with our own eyes, the one-of-a-kind glory, like Father, like Son, generous, inside and out, true from start to finish. Now the Word called in a new voice, inviting fishermen to follow, speaking words of healing, raising the dead to life, teaching, preaching, bringing the kingdom of God to earth. And just like when the Word spoke the world into being, it was good. But there were those who sought to silence the Word. They tried. Oh, how they tried. They did their dead level best to quiet the Word. Captured, chained, crowned with thorns, and crucified on a cross, the Word was lifted up for all to see, silenced once and for all. Or so they thought. Even on the cross, when the light gave way to darkness, when the end seemed nearest, still the Word spoke. And what did the Word say? What could the Word possibly say? Father, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. And still the Word spoke, offering life while staring into the very face of death, offering life to a thief, no less. And then, finally, offering the last of His life, He spoke again, loudly, placing His life into His Father's hands, and breathed His last. Or so they thought. 1 day, 2 days, then 3, and then as if going back to the beginning, light broke forth from darkness, the darkness of the tomb, and the Word spoke again, telling Mary to go and tell the others that He was alive, telling His disciples, gathered in fear in an upper room, to be at peace. telling the world with a shout of Easter triumph that the Word, who was from the dawn of time, is now alive and will be forevermore. In the beginning was the Word, says the Gospel, but I tell you, in the Word is the beginning. In the Word we continue. In the Word we will find our final victory over death and hell. The Word became flesh and blood, moved into the neighborhood. We saw the glory with our own eyes, the one-of-a-kind glory, like Father, like Son, generous inside and out, true from start to finish.